everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we're finding, learning, and turning the great strategy games. Today, back into our PBEM Challenge, Bonsai Challenge. I should get more excited about that. The Bonsai still on the move. We're still holding Australia. We've lost India. We're under pressure in China. But now, as the allies, every single turn, you build and you build, and hopefully you can start to turn the tide in time. That's what the heck we're going to try to do. So, what's going on out on the map? Well, we have the UK's get 10 more landing ships, the United Kingdom, that might be. USA's transport times 10. US gets more landing ships. Love it. China's first cavalry surrendered. Now, that we'll go out and look at that. That's very odd to me. But okay, supply convoy attacked 30 stockpile by Axis naval forces. So they hit us at 87.25. I think that must be what's going into Sydney, even though, I mean, we don't have to have that. It doesn't hurt. And then we've got different Chinese armies in trouble. No shocker there. He did attack us, and this is that South Pacific convoy lane. He's attacking with 12 groups, including a bunch of carriers, and he did sink 3 Merch Marines. So our Merch Marine fleet continues to be winnowed down. Okay, let's go look at our various alerts. Now it's telling us the Brits, gosh darn it, they're back down to 6 oil. Well, holy moly, we can't move transports around very much with 6 oil. Unit is out of supply. Okay, we did get isolated out here. I kind of thought we would. We made that gambit for Canton. Okay, I mean, all you're trying to do in China is slow him down. So we slowed him down a little bit. The real, I guess, well, what's the best way to put it? The real way to win in China is to win in other places. I mean, eventually, if you're not doing enough in other places, he will take all of China. You've got to relieve the pressure at some point. Moving on, moving on. These guys have, again, no supply. This is where he interdicted. As you can see, he doesn't control cons, and so you can see the control hexes here. We did get overrun at Newcastle, which is not good. That really hurts because we lost that air superiority unit. Okay, okay, okay. Combat log. Let's go look and see how it all happened. Again, partisan activities. I won't spend much time on that. They happen every turn. They block rail. As you can see, there is double rain drops falling on our head everywhere. So once again, we sit out here perfectly. We're all ready to go. Although he did know to come and get Singapore and Bangkok covered. Okay, those would be the 2 main places we'd want to land. But we couldn't land there even if we wanted, or even if we had a chance to, because we now have bad weather. So double raindrops, you can't do a landing, and that goes for every place we could possibly land, because of course it does. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't even get over here, I don't think. Even if, well, we'll get back to that in a minute. Land combat. Okay, this is where our cavalry corps just said, hell with it, we're done. Uh, Now, that cavalry corps, I'm not saying it was the strongest corps in the world. He was attacking with 3 different armies, which really, I think, did it, of course. It's showing 6-to-1 odds. River, he had a river disadvantage. We were not dug in because we're on the plains. It is cavalry, 19 and surrender. Ugh. Gosh, that's such a killer. Land combat. He hit us here. We held the first time. He took 2 in damage. We took 1. We held again. We took another one. Then he started hitting us down here by Hong Shui. You like to shui, I know you do. 0-1 defender losses. We held ground strikes, and this is what he does time and time again. He does it better than any player I've ever seen at this game. It's using his air assets. Ground strike, we had the interceptor squadron up. Remember, we took 1, he took 3. He took 2, we took 0. So, I mean, our air interceptors up here did a great job. But then they only have 2 operation points. So they can only try to go up and block 2 of them. he pounded away at this. He got some bombers through, hurt their effectiveness, and the next thing you know, we get hit. We lost 6 points, but we held his brave souls out here. Three, and then we retreated back and out. Okay. Then he hit ground strikes over and over at Newcastle. We had no air assets that could get up and help. Um, you can see here, he finally hits one, and we immediately retreated out of Newcastle. Okay, land combat up here. He's now trying to hit these units. We took 1 point in loss and held, took another point loss and held, and that was it. Not the best turn for us, as you can see. That losing that cavalry unit, it's not the end of the world. It's not the best unit. Certainly, it's not even barely above the worst unit. But it's 20 strength points, so that stinks. US, we got that air superiority overrun, and we did lose a division's worth of strength. For our efforts, we did knock off 10 points off of his air and 8 off of his land. I mean, you could say it's kind of a stalemate. Not really. We lost a whole air superiority unit. He's going to be able to build these back up. Current turn. Okay. As you see, supply interdiction at cons, convoy attack, and this is how that convoy attack's how he kept us from really getting any oil through to the UK. We're also almost out of escort, or I'm sorry, merch marines. UK has 11, the US has 27. But we're going to have to, these were going into Australia. We're going to actually, let's just go over to the convoys now. If you look at the Aussies have no strength points coming through. So if you think about it, the US has 27, the Brits have 11. So let's just completely, get out of these. Let's go US to UK, okay? And let's try to do, what did I say? They have 11. Let's do 10 oil to the UK if we can. If we can. And then let's do 27 production to Australia. And this time, I mean, I don't think we have any choice. We're going to have to start. Oh, gosh darn it. We're going to have to start building some merch marines. So let's do 25 out to Australia for production, 10 oil to the UK. It says we're lacking 3 for that. I thought it said we had 27. Now we must be using some to help the UK. I don't know. We'll try to get as much through as we can. We had approximately 38 merch marines. We're using 35. If they don't all make it through, well, they don't make it through. But we've got to start thinking about building some. UK has 107 stockpile. US has 249. Now, if we look at support and merch marines, 100. Now, it takes 6 damn months to build these things. And I mean, we would like to get some British infantry to the extent we can. It only takes shipyards and manpower. Now, if we use that manpower for merchant marines, we'll be down to 95. Um, so yeah, I don't really think that makes sense. Let's just build another infantry division with the UK. There we go. With the US, as I said, we're at 249. We built fighter bombers last time, but I really think now this would be 144 assault infantry corps small. Okay, let's do that, and then we'll have the US try to build some more merch marines. 100. Okay, there we go. So now we got 100 or 10. 10 I wish it was 100. We built 10 more. Soviet Union doesn't matter. China. They need a lot of upkeep, but maybe I'm overdoing it with that. Now, see, I thought it was capped at their production for that turn, but evidently that's not true. Usually I don't have to do quite this much upkeep, so, I guess that's where my confusion lay. 135. Let's just bump this down. Is that true? They just upgraded, though. He's got 135 in the stockpile. Well, hell, let's go for a turn and try to go nuts on this thing a little bit. More divisions aren't really going to help. We need the divisions that we've got out there to be good. Australia, they did get some production through from the US here, 37. We put it all to upkeep. Now we've got 25 coming through. Let's do 23 for reinforcement upgrade. Oh, Canada, can you build another infantry division? Oh, Canada, you can. All right, the Canadians, man, I tell you what, they're itching to go. If you know any Canadians, they love to fight. Deploy 18th division. Okay, so the UK is starting to get divisions. We just simply don't have any oil to transport them places for the most part. Now we do have this, and we've got these two guys that can't land anywhere up here. So we'll get back to them. Deploy for the US. Infantry Corps small. We've got a new battleship. Okay, so let's deploy this infantry corps small. Um, yeah, let's put him right into Seattle, which was we left uncovered for a moment. South Dakota, put you into LA. I just always put the naval assets in there so I don't forget them. Still not using Comet. Soviet Union, China. Does Australia? Yeah, I thought they did. They've got a new division ready. We'll have to figure out where to put that. Oh, Canada, we're just building that. And Red Guard Army. Now, we do have a Canadian division that we can ship out of Vancouver and help with some of this British, whatever the British are going to be. I don't even know what the British are going to be doing, quite frankly. So we've deployed, we've looked at the combat log. Let's look at our reports. Um, Forces, okay, 1344. Hey, we're a little behind there. The US should be cranking about 30 to 40 points of infantry out every turn. But as you can see, you start way in the hole. Soviet Union doesn't matter. China's down to 401. UK sitting on 50 land. Come on, UK, I need more out of you. On the water, we're about 50 points behind, which equates to about 10 to 12 ships, depending on what they are. Merch Marines, as you can see, 27 and 11. We still have our escorts, excellent, but he's still got almost 200. Casualties, now he's really, really hurting us in China. 129, 35, 23. That's not good enough. We gotta bloody his nose more. U.S. 42, 24, 35. Okay, Brits have lost a lot of Merch Marines. Sunk ships, loose lips sink ships. We have only lost the Prince of Wales. War panel. Sounds like a board you have to go in front of to get your moves approved. Okay, 67. Right? I don't know that we have a chance to get the British into a minor victory. The U.S. might be a different scenario, but really we got to go for total war, total victory now. We could build another comment. We could try to crack the codes. Let's do that. Okay, we did decipher part of them. Great. Uh, okay, 44, blah, blah, blah. U.S. now 9 days away from their assault troops or their assault infantry moving up, and man, that's going to be helpful. Let's just look 41 to 40. I say, yeah, that's going to be helpful. Like it's really going to make a huge difference, but it does. You get one defense added, and you get one guns, which kind of your intermediate fires. Think of it as anti tank, or it's not full on artillery, but it's like mortars and things like that. Or let's be honest, in this game it's abstracted. The idea is this is kind of like your medium firing power. This is your close in firing power. This is your more long distance firing power. And the game goes through its algorithms. I assume it shoots artillery first, gun second, firearms third. With assault, it really bumps up the firearms. So when you get in there, you can really do some damage, assuming you get into him a little bit. All right, so next turn we'll have to bump up assault one. I don't know. We may. We'll look. We'll look next time. No need to make that decision this time. Those are your advancements. We already did the convoys and we already looked at the build, and so now all we've got to do is move things. Well, the UK, I could let them sit here, but now a lot of the shine comes off of that by not being able to land in Bangkok or Singapore, which is really where I wanted to go. He obviously knows exactly where we are. Otherwise, he wouldn't already be interdicting this port, I doubt. We could I don't know. What I'm going to do, I think, is bring these guys around. We're using up oil, just flitting about the map. We're not going to be able to do anything this turn. Now we have two divisions that can follow on here in that, well, I say two, we actually have three. And what do I mean by that? Well, wherever we land, we can follow on with these two, and we have that Canadian division, plus we have more Brit divisions coming. So again, it's the kind of thing of, do we just wait? What's the point in landing now? Build up a force of, oh yeah, I forgot, I put this bomber group through the whirligig in anticipation of something good happening, and then it didn't happen. So boo. So let's put it back through. Having this headquarters sit out here, does that really make sense? Probably not. As a matter of fact, why don't we bring him back here? We just can't run out of oil. Let's put him down. Um, and when I say that, I mean we just used some oil. I get that. But even these guys, like I think these guys will sit out here, and then we'll put one of or the other two divisions on transport since we have 40. Well, wait a minute. We've got 20. Oh, I'm sorry. We've got 30 on now. Okay. Will this freeze up this other division to come, and we'll bring the headquarters later? He's essentially daring us to land in Rangoon. Why would he do that? Well, it's only a level 4 port. It's no Singapore. It's no Bangkok. You land here, he can come interdict it. Now, we do have a few other places, we can go get into these ports, but he's got enough ships out here to interdict all of this. We could come sit on Port Blair for no apparent reason and just hang out, but I'm not really that inclined to do that. We could take all of these guys and go try to invade at Bombay or Calcutta. Um, I mean, hell, we could, try to come and invade Bangkok if we want to spend one night there. Ha, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We don't. It's not like we have to make that decision this time. Let's look at the U.S. Transports. All right, it's up to 100. We've got 55 in use. 90 landing ships. That's a good situation to be in. We did a good job of building up those assets, but you know, now losing Newcastle is certainly not the end of the world. The problem is these units just keep gonna keep inching down, inching down. Now we've got to get this Australian unit out, certainly. We also have that new Australian unit that's going to be coming on. We really only have one place to deploy it. Now, what I'd probably like to do, so this is 28 of 30, 30 of 30, 20 of 20. Okay, so this guy I would eventually like to put in here, I think. We could also come, get crazy. Let's look at the logistics out here very quickly. We could get down to here and start to threaten his air assets because he can't he can't land them in here. Um, he hasn't built any airfields. Now he can get one over to Newcastle, which is one of the downsides of him getting in here. We could also, I think almost certainly we're going to take this out. We've got more to come on land. What all do we have over here? We've got the 40th Division, the 27th Division, and the 2nd Marines. Now, the big problem, of course, is that well, this hurts because we don't have this air superiority up, and he's going to have a real chance to just blow us out here. Um, let's take logistics off. We got to think. I'm going to have to maybe go offline and think about exactly how I want to do this, because this may tax my brain. Exactly how we want to go here. Now we do have 45 transports. We could go over here and get some stuff. Oh, while we're over here on the West Coast, let's just take the South Dakota out. We're getting ever closer to moving some of these cruisers, battleships, destroyers down to some of the victory locations if we look at them, like Suva, like Nomaya. Now, we can only do that if we are prepared. This is my rule. Now, I know some of you are going to disagree with it, uh, but my rule is I'm not going to go interdict ports and try to starve him out places until I'm ready or willing. How about willing? That's a better word to deploy my carriers. If I'm not willing to do that, I'm not sure how much sense it makes. Now, we could go and lose a lot of battleships, cruisers, patrol, whatever kind of boats sitting out here. He moves his carrier out. We'll play a game of cat and mouse. Now, it could also help us get some convoys through. So if we get in a desperate enough situation, it's certainly something I may do. Now, it takes 2 turns to get down to Suva, let's say. We could also start thinking about an invasion back here into New Zealand that just, in case we were to lose Australia. I don't think we will, but in case we were to, it's something to think about. Um, all right, so let's get off victory locations. Obviously, almost all of this stuff is going through the whirligig because even if we wanted it to go, let's say, to India, we've got to go through that. So we can get this out of Astoria. We'll put that on a transport. And off you go to Australia. I'm not inclined, I don't think, to uncover some of these other places. Um, I just don't want to leave the West Coast kind of naked, if you would. Now we get a lot more deployment coming up for the U.S. I think we get it. Yeah, we get another infantry corps small next time. We get one the turn after that. We get the turn. We get Marines the turn after that. I mean, we've got a lot on the way, but we'll break this up next time, and I'll also get down in a place like Santa Barbara, Morro Bay, something like that. Now it's not that much danger if he lands in Astoria. It would be danger, huge danger, if he made it any kind of major landing in Santa Barbara. Now, I say major, we would very quickly just snuff that out. I'd bring the carriers. We'd go all guns blazing at that point. And he doesn't really have the logistics to get his carriers over here and last very long. But anyway, okay, we'll get back to that. I'm going to think this Australian situation over because we just have some big decisions to make here. Anyway, I'll be right back. All right, so the first thing we have to do is see what we can actually land down here because that's going to kind of guide what we do from there. If all of these units get destroyed, well, we'll do one thing. If they all make it on land, we'll probably do another. Well, I would think. Anyway, well, let's give it a shot. All right, so we've got this. Okay, stealth mode, stealth mode. We got to go right into Sydney now. We have no other port out here, obviously. Okay, one on. Now let's try the next one. The Marines come in. Not found. Okay. And the third one, the 27th Division. Okay, well, that's not usual. Let's put it that way. But we'll take it. So we've got these three on here now. Okay. Well, we need to get the headquarters out of here, and get it. I don't want to say out of the way. I don't know that that's the proper wording for it. But we do want to. Now, this. Okay, well, let's go one by one here. Let's move this out here. All right, because we want a stronger unit in Sydney. So off he goes. All right, so the Australian commander still got everybody in command. Don't worry, don't be alarmed. He's all fine. How's this air unit doing? Oh, it is right back up to 2020, and it's now a close support 42. Ooh, that's nice. So that did bump up for us there. It's up to a 6 and 6 for air combat and tactical. We still have a chance here, do some bombing, something like that. Um, Okay. Now then, the American headquarters, really, we don't have a choice. I think we got to put it right here. Doug MacArthur says, I want to stay in Sydney and, smoke my corn cob pipe. But unfortunately, he's got to move through Sydney. Let's do that. Okay. Now then, this unit, which is 41 assault, we've got 41 assault and 41 anti-tank. Boo. That's not great. Um, All right, he's got to go there. We've got to have our strongest unit there. I don't think there's any doubt about that. What I'm wondering is, can we merge these two together? That's going to be the question. Let's put him there for now. All right. Can we merge this in? No, because he's. Could we merge them now? No, we cannot merge these two. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Now then. we've got this Australian unit here. I'm tempted to bring it out here and start to threaten maybe coming down here and running into some of his air assets. Now, he could always fly them out here, but the more they're using operation points doing stuff like that, the better. Um, that being said, let's actually, for this American unit, okay, let's move this Australian unit. That's a 42 anti-tank. He's doubly dug in, but he's completely surrounded now. Um, if we get here, this can only be attacked by 2 units. So let's put him there. Okay. Now let's start thinking about where we want to move some of this stuff and some of this stuff. But before we do that, I think what we're going to do is take this bomber group. Um, his naval air's a 2, his anti-sub's a 3. We could try to blast away here and get a sub, but I think maybe it's going to be better to hit here with this bomber group. So let's do that. All right, he took 2, we took 0. Nice, okay. 0 and 0, but we probably hurt his effectiveness a little bit. Okay, we probably could do that with these guys. I'm going to give it 1 roll of the dice. And why do I say only 1? Well, because he's only got 4 strength points left, right? So let's hit that. See, okay, well, we took 1. That's probably enough. I'm not going to tempt fate here. But let's take these units then. So we got 3-to-1 odds here. I like that. Um, let's hit there. Ooh, nice. Wow, he took 5 damage. Ouch. Okay, well, now we got 4-to-1 odds. We hit him for 5 more and knocked him back to the outback. Nope, that's not the outback, but we knocked him back. Um, okay, well, let's move this American unit up then. This is our strongest unit out here. Well, that's not true. This probably is, but they're both, looking pretty good. Let's move that American unit here and start trying to really pressure him here. Let's go ahead and hit here. I almost wish I would have kept. I do have another bombing point. He's down to 3 of 20. He's not repairing, but if you're not going to use him for this, what the heck are you going to use him for? Let's hit there. Okay, we don't lose any points, and we maybe hurt his effectiveness a little bit. Now that's 3-to-1 odds. Let's try to hit there. All right, he took 2, we took 2. No, we don't want this to get too weak. Certainly. 3-to-1. Oh, he took 4. We took 1 back here. Okay. And let's hit him one more time. We didn't get it. Now, these guys still have 5-to-1 odds. I really do. I mean, we cannot afford to have that unit get knocked out of here, but we're going to give it one more shot, and there we blow him back. Ooh, that's nice. All right. Excellent. Okay. So now we're starting to push him back a little bit. For the first time, I would say in the game, really. He's going to be there, which means this unit could get moving out here somewhere. He could come out here. He could come down here as we try to pressure this way. Um, he could eventually be this unit, but we need to get him out of the way for one thing, because we need to disembark some stuff. So let's, I say out of the way, that's probably not the right term. I mean, it's very, very useful out here, obviously. Um, this unit's the one that's under a little bit of pressure. Well, let's put him right there for now. Let's put our strongest unit, which I guess would be 2nd Marine. Let's take him off here. Okay. Let's try, I guess both of these are identical. So it doesn't really matter. Let's just put 27th Division down. And then I think 40th Division has nowhere to go, right? It's going to tell, yeah, there's no valid land taxes. But that's fine. We'll take him off. We can move this or take him off next time. And when we, oh, actually, what I'll probably do, this is 41 assault. That's 41 assault. I'll probably put him in there. I may move this back and combine those. We'll deal with that when the time comes. As it is, I'm very, very, very pleased with how that all turned out. as we try to hold on to Canberra and Sydney. Now, we also have more American things coming through here, and I think at some point we will have held Australia sometime, in the next few turns. We will have held Australia, and we can start to set our gaze upon other places. Um, okay, so that's all done, and I'm a happy camper. All right, now what? Now what, I say? Um, I actually wouldn't mind getting down here eventually, but this is too big and strong of a unit. I mean, if he comes around here, he's starting to hurt his own supply. He's got a lot of air assets out here. We could get out here. Once these Americans disembark next time, we get them where we want them, we can get out here and really start coming after him potentially. Um, I would have liked to get this other unit off the transport. But I just don't see a way to do it. Now, we got that bomber group coming through next time that we pulled out of India. So let's go back around and look. We've got Brits out here, and plus we've got at least three more, well, two more British divisions and a Canadian division we can throw on transports eventually. We got to start thinking about where do we go? Do we go to Bombay, Madras, Calcutta? There's a lot of different places. I don't think we know the sizes of some of these. We could land initially in Rangoon. Um, Maybe. Or we could land out. Hell, I don't know. Maybe he pulls out of Singapore, Saigon, and Bangkok. We can do that. Okay, let's go up to China, which is. I was hoping this would all turn out a little better. Now, I do think we slowed him down, so it was worth something just to have done that. Um, I wish I could get back into Zhejiang, but I don't think that would give us any supply. I think what we have to try to do is come this way. I don't see another way out of this. His effectiveness 21, his is 29. He's a little better. Um, I don't see anything better to do than that. He's gonna probably blow this unit out, but we got to try to get these guys back. One thing that we can do is we'll back up into Hong Shui. So we've got these two, areas. Now he's gonna come up here and try to blow this out, but that's okay. We're behind the river here. I mean, we could get behind the river here and here for that matter. Um, but for now, I think that's okay. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. We do have another Australian unit. Now you say, how could you forget that? Well, they come down with 0 points, so and that's where I wanted him anyway. So there we go. Okay, now we've really started to get a ring of iron around Canberra. Let's hope that's true. But for like I said, for the first time, we're starting to push him back a little. Um, you know, that's good. That's good. I mean, we've landed a lot of troops out here, so we should be pushing back a little bit. We sacrificed a division and so on and so forth, but I think we're pretty good in there now. Um, okay, we got this little conga line trying to get out of here. Yeah, we're trying to get out. I don't know what else to say about it. We're trying to get out of here. We could try to hit this unit. Now that's 1-to-1. If we shift it, we go 2-to-1. But I wonder, is that really worth it? We're gonna weaken this unit if we do that. But what I was thinking maybe is we back this unit up anyway. That's a 40 assault. That's a 40. Okay, some of these actually. Several of these have already upgraded, these two especially, which is very important. 41 assault. So those three all upgraded. Um, I don't want to give him a free river crossing, but this unit's probably going to get knocked back anyway. 2-to-1, huh? Yeah, we're considered crossing a river there, unfortunately. That's, wait a minute. Is he, it's 1-to-2, 1-to-1, 1-to-3. Um, Gosh, I hate to weaken that. Are we going to weaken it? I don't know. We can always move this unit up to be this line. Um, Maybe that's what I'll do. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. He went straight back, so that helps. Sort of. That's a level 2, so I think I'm just going to leave that as is. The other place I wanted to transfer is right here, though, and put one of my other stronger units up here. Now, he is singly dug in, but that's okay. Let's get him out of there, and then, yeah, we'll just keep this lineup. Single dug in, double dug in, double dug in. I mean, we're as strong as we could hope to be out here, I feel like, in some respects. Do we have any specialties available this time? It's the Brits that have the specialty. Okay. US is close to another one. China. Okay, we already gave the Chinese one specialty. Okay. This is our elite unit. It's back here in Chengdu. Maybe we should rather have that in Chongqing, but we're going to keep it in Chengdu because eventually we can amoeba-like move this situation around a little bit. Um, so he's only 2 of 2. Well, okay. What happens if we try to attack here? We get 2 to 1. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Can he change? No. 3 to 1 now. Okay, and we knock him back. All right, well, you know, here and there we're getting some joy. The Flying Tigers out here, they're on 9 of 20. Let's go ahead and bump them up. I don't want to lose them. I mean, they're so important to keep you from doing what he likes to do, which is mass bombers and just absolutely crush you that way. Um, these guys, he could actually move up here, I feel like. And maybe you could come around here and take his place. Yeah, that way he's right behind the river. I kind of like that. Let's do that. He doesn't do any good just sitting back here behind Chung King. I mean, that's not gonna accomplish anything. Why is this guy he's still 13 to 30. Can I put him on some kind of 15, 20, 13? Gosh darn it. He's 29, 30, 30. Okay, well, I've got all my best units where they need to be, really. And hopefully they'll all come up to that 41 status soon. Um, Here, we're just going to sit. I mean, I don't know what else to do. This unit's not the strongest. He's also not the weakest. These guys, they're mountain troops. They're the commies. They're pretty tough. It's going to be hard to blow them out of here. He could not, could, well, I say he couldn't have a good supply situation. I guess it could run right here, right? I wish I had a unit to peel out of here and maybe, try to cut a supply line there. And maybe eventually we would, but that's a big, long march. Yeah, I don't see that being a real possibility. Now, we're in very good supply for the most part, but he's going to start coming for Kunming. Now, maybe we drop these guys back here and extend our wedge out here, but I'm feeling fairly okay about this. I mean, he's got to come across the river here. This is vulnerable. This is vulnerable, certainly. But to get into Chungking, he's got to come across a few rivers, right? And so this is a 41 assault. The next time we get an elite unit, we'll try to make it this one, and we'll have it this too. But ultimately, we can fall back to Chengdu. I mean, he just will never have a good supply situation trying to get to Chengdu. But I think that's going to do it for this time. All in all, a fairly positive turn. We've got to get on the front foot. Part of that is just sorting out our mess here in Australia. If we can start pressuring with what we've already got here, then we can start taking American forces and doing a lot of other things with them. And that's where we need to get to and where we need to go. It's still only July of 42. I think sometimes people think, well, you've been playing a long time. We're 7 months into the war, right? So, there's another 3 full years to go. So we're about, 15% into this war. And so let's, we're not in the best position I've ever been in playing this game. We're not in an irretrievable position either. So just something to keep in mind. Anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a great one.